Hey, what's up, yo? It's Noka2 here with another comic book haul. First, as always, I want to thank everyone who has taken their time to watch my videos and post a comment. I appreciate it. So this next haul that I'm going to show is from a recent trip I took for work and some eBay finds. All right, so what we got here? We have the Beauty #1 Jenny Frison cover, one of her early works. Beautiful cover. Gorgeous cover, near mint. And the story behind this was an eBay purchase, was that I was online looking for some Adam Hughes covers I didn't have, and this was on an auction, and it was pretty cheap. And so I started watching the auction and said, okay, what the heck? Let me see if I can get another copy for cheap, because this will be my fourth copy of that book. And so I ended up winning that book for only $18. So I was pretty happy with that. All right. And the auction that I was going after was actually this, from the same seller, trying to take advantage of combined shipping, was Spoof Comics early Adam Hughes, which I didn't have. I didn't have any of the Spoof Comics, hard to find. Spider Femme #1. Another Spoof Comics with Adam Hughes, Their Dame #5. #7. I think her face looks kind of off Adam Hughes. Swimsuit issue #4. And then X Babes #6. So all of those comics, I think that was all of them. Oh, no, here's one more. #2, Bat Babe. And I got all of those 6 books for, I think the auction was $37. And that I got for under $20, which I thought was a great deal. Because the other ones I have, I paid $30 a piece for. So for under $20, I would definitely pick that up in the store in that condition. So that's why I think $20 was my maximum bid, and I won it for like 18. And then I got these 6 books for under 40. And then my second copy of Thor 225. I mean, this was in high grade near mint, and I paid roughly $40 for that. 225 for appearance of Firelord, which I think is an undervalued comic. I think it should be worth more than that. And then it's funny, I told the seller if he could wait and give me a combined shipping price after all his auctions ended that I was looking at. One, I didn't win. I probably should have stayed in the auction. It was Michael Turner covers for all of Civil War 1 through 7, I think it is. And I think it went for just under $60, which, that was a good deal. I probably should have still kept bidding at, up to 60. But this one was the last auction I was in, and don't know why I wanted it. And I even told him I don't know why I wanted it. I put a bid in, and it was Barbie #22, Barbie Fashion #22, and number 13, the homage to Dolphin. So, are they worth that? I put a bid and won that bid for under $4 for both books, and I was like, okay, I'll buy them. I think my max bid was $10 for both books, and I won both of those for, I think it was $3.75 or something like that. And so I asked him if he had any other books of Adam Hughes, and he had another Wonder Woman, and so he actually threw that in for free, $189. So it's really, 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 really happy to win those auctions. So if you combine all these books together, Beauty, Spoof, Wonder Woman, Barbie, the Thor 225, for all of those books, it was less than $100, which I thought was a reasonable price. All right, so what else did I get? So we were on vacation, or not vacation. I was out for work, and I went to Las Vegas. And as many times, I mean, I've been to Las Vegas a lot of times, more than easily over 200 times, because I worked there for several years and would go out quite a bit, but never really went comic hunting there because I was always working. And so I had that opportunity to be out there again. And so I decided to hit up a few comic shops. I went to Torpedo Comics, which, they get some store exclusives, but I was not overly impressed with Torpedo Comics. I went to Cosmic Comics. They had quite a bit. It was a nice store. Went to a couple of other small stores, but I went to a store. You should Google it, look it up online. It had only been open since February of 2025. And, I have been to a lot of comic shops across the country, from LA to New York. I've been to Midtown. I've been to, Louisiana, Alabama. I mean, I've been to a lot, Wisconsin. I've been to a lot of comic shops. And outside of Mile High, their main mega store in Denver, I have never been to a comic shop that was as impressive as this comic shop. It's called Red Hood Comics in Las Vegas. And what's even crazier is the owner was at C2E2 this weekend, and he had taken a lot of his inventory to the show. His walls on his shops literally were lined with graded books, high grade books, ranging from silver to modern, bronze, a few golden. Even more impressive was his back issues. He had custom made wood boxes with dividers to prevent them from falling over. And every single book he had was bagged in a Mylar, Silver Age Mylar, with 2 fullbacks in every single book. I've never seen that. Never, ever seen that. He had, and it was the first comic shop I've ever been to that the only thing they sold were comic books and comic supplies. Now, and he did have a couple of things on the wall that weren't comic books or comic supplies that had a price tag on it, but and there was only one thing that wasn't for sale. He had an original page from either, I can't remember if it was Detective or Batman. So the Red Hood Comics is after Red Hood Joker, not Red Hood Jason Todd. And so he had an original page of Red Hood drawing that he won at an auction by Bob Kane. He had a couple of sketches by Bob Kane. The sketches were just headshots of Joker, and they were for sale. But the original artwork from the Batman comic with Red Hood Joker was not for sale. He had the original costumes worn by Jack Nicholson, the 3 Joker costumes that he wore in the movie, and one of the masks from the Henchmen from the original Batman 89 movie with Michael Keaton, also on display on mannequins. And that was it. Everything else in the store were comic books or comic supplies, Mylars, and a few short boxes that were, the artistic short boxes. And his prices were extremely fair. And I told him, I've been collecting for 50, how many years now? 52 years I've been buying comics, and I've never come across a store like this. Um, you know, the what he actually was lacking was modern, like a long run of modern books. I mean, he didn't have, I mean, he had some modern books like we're talking, um, I don't know what, like he didn't have like tons of, current Green Lantern or Naomi or, but he had issues like, New 52 Batman, New 50 Absolute Batman, etc. One of his things is for new releases, New Comic Wednesday books. He didn't buy all those titles. He bought just main characters. He had probably maybe a wall of 40 books that he bought, maybe 30 books, that monthly titles. And he, his rationale is one of his workers, said that he didn't buy them because there's so many stores locally that sell new books. And so he only bought like a few of the regular titles. And mainly he did it if he wanted a ratio. Otherwise, Batman, Spider-Man, X-Men, one of the main X-Men titles, not all of them. Um, you know, Green Lantern, Absolute Flash, Absolute Batman, the new Batman Hush, things like that. And so I went through every, bin that he had. And again, there's large gaps of books missing because he took them to New Comic Wednesday, or not New Comic Wednesday, to the C2E2. Um, he recently just got married. His worker said, and Comic Tom went to his wedding. That's kind of cool, right? So he had met Comic Tom because mainly the guy usually does conventions. He sells some on Instagram. And so this was his first venture into opening up a comic shop, and he's done well. His wife actually owns a toy store in Vegas, Rogue Toys. So that's where all the action figures and stuff, the inventory goes. And he just sells comics. And one of the things is he prices his comics once. He's not really into, current trends or modern. He prices books. He mainly stays up to date on the Silver Age, but not so much moderns. And so because of that, I was able to find some self buys. So let's just start with a book that I got. This is probably the going rate. Wonder Woman 171. $10. The prices on there are accurate. $10. And so I have this book. I think I have more than one copy of this book, but this is in near mint condition. And he had a few of the Adam Hughes Wonder Woman ungraded. And so I picked that up. Here's a book that was $10 also. Marvel 2-in-1 Thing and Deathlock, first appearance of Titania, right? $10, probably about the going rate, right? I mean, it's in high grade. This is my third copy, but I thought for $10, it's a reasonable price, and so I bought that. Now, this is the one book I was missing from the Miles Morales volume. I think this is volume 2, maybe. I have my glasses on. Let me see, what was that? Legacy. Legacy 246. So I can't remember, but this was her first appearance. I missed that book, and so that book goes for way more than $10, and so I was like, $10, that's a good price, near mint copies, so I bought that book. And then I did not have this copy because sellers online want a lot of money for this book, and I don't even think it's worth. I mean, I even debated whether to pay this for it, but I did that same mistake years ago with Dazzler, first appearance, and I passed on a raw copy. But to find this in the near mint condition it was in, for the grade it was in, Uncanny X-Men 119, first appearance of Moses Magnum, who's, a B character at best, for $50. I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy it while I can. It was near mint. And so I pulled the trigger on that. Now, the next books I got are kind of like stealth buys. And the guy that was working, we talked a lot about comics, and the entire time I was there, I told him, some of these books are priced. These are great prices, and I think they're underpriced. And he said, yeah, the owner is Robert. He wasn't there. He said Robert doesn't really care as much about the modern books, and when he prices them, and that's it. And he doesn't go back and change them. But if you know, you know. G.I. Joe sub cover 237 by John Royal. Great looking cover. 238 by John Royal, the sub cover. And then 241. These are the only ones they had by Royale. And so I picked all of those up. $10, $10, and $5. Now we all know that all three of those books will sell easily for more than $10, and definitely more than $5. So, and then the last books that I got were graded books, and I got these. A lot of graded books that I considered, and I thought about it. And I decided I'm going to wait, and I'm going to go back out, and I will pick up some more books most likely. Let's just start with this book here. We talked about this in the last video, Catwoman number 74. One of the up-and-coming covers of that run by Adam Hughes, right? 51, 70, what was it? Showed in my last video about books that are hot and they're undervalued, and I think this is one for CGC graded 9.6 to get that. It was $90. I thought that was a fair price. I have that book. That's my third, maybe fourth copy of that book now. First graded one. This book here, Wonder Woman 157. I believe I have a graded copy of this book already, but for $60, I thought that was a great price. Graded. And a book I was surprised I didn't have, but I didn't. I've been keeping a list of what I don't and don't have. And that's Wonder Woman number 152 by Adam Hughes, but that was in a 9.8. And that was $70. So I was like, wow, that is I thought was worth every penny. So I picked those up. All right. What else do I want to show? Now, the next thing I want to show you is Adam Hughes cover. And this is from 2012. And this is the Overstreet comic book price guide, covered by Adam Hughes. Now, it doesn't go for anything. It's not worth anything. I bought this book for $5 on eBay. It cost me $13 to receive for shipping and handling, because it's thick, right? But again, I think that's the only place you can get this cover. And so I picked that up. And actually, I couldn't tell if they were in near mint or not. And so I actually picked two of them up. Now, this cover, this issue is in better condition than that issue, but they were both $5 each. And shipping was $13 for each one, which, if you think about it, it's kind of funny that I paid more for shipping than I did for the actual book. All right. Now, the last thing I want to show is going to be a short video. I got these in the mail. This is great. Love this. This came directly from Adam and his lovely wife, Allison. They have this on their website for sale. I don't know if they still have any left, but this is the 2017 Adam Hughes sketchbook. Right, I don't even know what that cover's from. But if you haven't seen these, you know, Betty and Veronica cover, #1, Game of Thrones, Zatanna, just gorgeous covers, right? Vampirella, Elvira. This is the Doctor Strange variant, right? That cover, beautiful cover, which Spider-Gwen, right? This cover is kind of expensive. That is, I think that's Avengers. No, I think it actually might be Uncanny X-Men or Uncanny Avengers. I have that book. A-Force variant cover. Ray print, Star Wars, right? Beautiful cover with Isaiah, Isaiah Mustafa, Zatanna. Just a gorgeous looking, you know. That's the back, Goblin Queen, right? Madeline Pryor, right? And then the other book, sketchbook from 2024, right? Gorgeous cover. I can't remember which cover that is. But that's from 2024 sketches. So, like I said, a little short haul. And my wife is making fun of me. And there you go. That's my most recent haul from Las Vegas. Check out Red Hood Comics if you're out there. Great store. Great store. I definitely will be back. And that's my haul. Talk to you later. Peace.